there's a principle that says, if you want to execute anything, make sure it's complete first in your mind before you execute it. Otherwise, it will fail. Because we are designed to travel from the future and not to the future. If He's the beginning and the end, then why struggle with the beginning if He knows the end?
I've been in a couple of financial seminars, and I've heard about finance. But there was that element of there was still something missing. Because what I had learned previously through those workshops is how to manage the money. But it left the question, so I'm managing the money and then what? When I heard about this workshop, I wanted to find out whether they're like the rest that I've been to, or they have a different narrative. I was surprised.
The question is, what are you about? 85% of human diseases are autopilot. They are inspired. 85%, that's a lot. It can't be from inspiration, it has to be from conviction. Because when it's from conviction, conviction only comes from core values. When people exhibit their play, they basically exhibit that they're about nothing. But when people exhibit their work, they're trying to show you they're about, this is their conviction. And their conviction, therefore, carries their values. And their values bring them to fruitfulness. The thing we do when we react to people who exhibit their work is give them work. The things we do when we react to people who exhibit their play is give them our words. Words are cheap.
My name is Pastor Joel Chola from Destiny Chapel, and we have just finished a conference with Gold Avenue Africa, and I just want to say that this has been a wonderful day, a day well spent. It's gone beyond our expectation. We have been stretched to begin to think kingdom economics. We believe that this is very transformative for the church.
It's been a mind-blowing session, just sitting down and listening to the conversation or the narrative around money, and especially how our mind, or let me say it, my mind is tied to how I perceive money and how I've been using money and how I look at the world at large. One of the areas that I will go away with, and even incorporate in many other things that I do, is just knowing that in everything that I do, I am traveling from the future.
For me, what I really liked is the fact that we are infusing, the Bible and the kingdom principles, and just being taught, and our eyes just being opened to just what God, would like for us in terms of financial and kingdom economics. So one of the things that just stood out for me was just the fact that we need to be transformed in our minds, and that God has a wonderful plan for us in terms of our finances and just how to think about the kingdom.
It has been a privilege to be at the seminar with Gold Avenue, and today I've learned a lot, and what stood out for me today is that we are designed to be fruitful. Fruitfulness is part of us, and it's something you're supposed to manifest, and I'm grateful.
Gold Avenue Africa has stretched us to think about investment. They've challenged our hearts, challenged our minds. They've stretched us in a very positive way.
Traveling from the future to now, that one stood out for me. Why am I doing what I'm doing?
The human mind is the first domain, and the ground that we're standing is the second domain. If this human mind is the first domain, then the mind is the most unexplored continent. And why is it unexplored? It's unexplored because we have not taken the time to throw to the next generation the values that are hidden in the domain.